Hey, YouTube. I hope you all are having a fantastic evening tonight. Hello, YouTube. Hello, Zoom. We are getting started very soon. Let me go ahead and go live on Instagram as well. So let me make sure. I believe that we are live on both Instagram and YouTube and Zoom. So hello, everybody. If you are joining me live, say hello. If you're joining me on Instagram, I can see your comments here on the screen. So send me some love, send me some comments, send me some hearts. Let me know you're out there. If you're joining me on YouTube, I cannot see your comments on YouTube, but if you can get into the Zoom room, if you are on my email list, then you'll be able to join the Zoom room to just talk to me in real time. But I'm super excited to be talking with you all tonight for our HR Hangout. And I'm talking tonight about limiting your daily focus. So if you are new here, my name is Bryttani Graddick. I am CEO and founder of Talented Teams Consulting, where I work with solo HR professionals to help you to build your dream careers. So I'm passionate about helping solo HR professionals to build the career of your dreams, build a career that you always want. But my goal here primarily is to help you break out of chaos and to go into more clarity and more control of your career. So if that sounds like something that you are in the mood for, that sounds something that's right up your alley, you are in the right place. So let's talk about the goal of these hangouts. We want to start doing these more regularly. I'm really in this community building phase. If you notice, I've been doing a lot more activity on the Facebook page, on the Instagram page, on the YouTube page. And I really want to make sure that I'm reaching you wherever you are. So the goal of these hangouts is to really help you to take intentional time to pour into yourself. So as HR professionals, as people in general, we always focus on everyone else around us. We pour into everybody else. So I want to use this space. I want to use my corner of the internet to help you to pour into yourself, this intentional way of pouring into yourself. I also want to help you to slow down and relax. These HR Hangouts are going to be a positive message, uplifting messages, easy listening. So whether you're listening to me as you're driving down the road, if you're in our community, if you're in the HR Do community and you are listening to this as the replay, just going to be an easy listen for you just again to pour into yourself and be really deliberate and making this small investment of only your time. And we'll talk more about the importance of investment as we go on. So again, we're talking tonight about this entire series is going to be about being more productive, being more intentional with how we're moving, not only in our careers, but also in our personal lives as well. So tonight I want to talk about limiting your focus. A lot of times we get so overwhelmed, we get so bogged down because we're trying to do too many things at one time. We're trying to focus on so many things. So I want to encourage you, if you feel overwhelmed the next time you feel that way, to limit yourself to just 3 daily focuses. And we're going to talk about the impact of that as we go on. So when I say prioritize and be more prioritizing with your time, limiting your 3 daily focuses, what I'm talking about with prioritizing is that you're focusing on the most impactful tasks. So everything that you do is not necessarily a must do. Some things are nice to do, but what's the most impactful at that time? So whenever you find yourself getting overwhelmed, whenever you find yourself feeling stressed out, prioritize by focusing on what's going to be most impactful for that day, for that week, for that month. Also, when you're doing more prioritizing and being more productive in this way, it's going to help you to be more aware of how you're allocating your time, how you're allocating your energy, because everything in life is energy. There's an exchange happening no matter what it is, positive or negative. So when you're being more intentional with how you're thinking, with how you're doing, with how you're moving, it's going to help you to allocate that more effectively. And then also, ultimately, you're going to increase your productivity. As you get more focused on what you're focusing on day to day, you're going to be more productive. You're going to be more, you're going to have more impact in what you do day to day. So just to start with a little story, if you are joining me live, whether you're joining me on Zoom or you're joining me on YouTube or you're joining me on Instagram, tell me, where are we connected on social media? Or just think to yourself, where are we connected on social media? I ask this question because, like I said before, I'm doing a lot more activity on these social media platforms. And because of that, you're going to notice that I'm showing up a lot more regularly. But I want you to, and also, like, in addition to the short form videos, every week there is a YouTube video that drops. Every weekday, if you're a part of this email community, you get typically a daily weekday email. And I say all these things to say that, remember, all of this is not my full-time job. I work full-time outside of all these things. I lead 3 departments in my day job, In addition to that, I'm married. We've got 3 small kids. I'm active in my church. And I say all of these things to say, how can you make all these things happen? How can you do all these things? I'm no more a superwoman than you are a superwoman or a superman. So I say all these things to say, you make time for what you want to do. If there's something that's important to you, you're going to make time to get it done. We all have the same 24 hours in the day, the same opportunities to get the same things done. So again, when it comes to making things happen for yourself, you just have to decide that that's what you want to have done. And so earlier this week, I sent out an email to my email community, and I asked the question about what's your biggest challenge when it comes to building your HR career? And I got a lot of good responses. So some people talked about their biggest challenge was about, the trust of their leadership. They felt like they weren't trusted. Some people felt they didn't feel like the support of their family. Some people talked about not having the time to do, not having the time to build their career. They didn't go into much detail, but they felt they didn't have much time. And then also some people said they didn't have much money. And what I want to remind you is that when it comes to investing in anything, when it comes to whether it's a relationship, whether it's career development, whether it's anything health related, everything is an exchange. So when we're moving out throughout our lives, you have to remember, either we have time or we have money, and no one is either any better than the other. So again, think about it this way. If you're going on a weight loss journey and you're like, you know what, I really want to lose this weight, I got to get off these pounds by this date. Okay, either you're going to invest the time to diet and exercise and do everything the right way, or you can invest the money. Maybe you can have a mommy makeover, you can have a little surgery or whatever. But again, neither one, I'm not saying one is any better than the other, but everything is an exchange, time or money. Take another example. Say getting your hair done. So I could either take the time myself to learn how to do my hair, like I've learned how to do my hair over time. Again, taking time and energy and effort to research what works best for me, figuring out what's my secret sauce when it comes to getting my hair the way I want it. But if I don't want to invest that time, then instead, what am I going to do? I'm going to go to a salon. I'm going to go to someone that's going to do it for me. I'm going to go somewhere where maybe I don't want to do my hair at all. Maybe I just want to buy something to put over my hair. Again, there's no one or right. There's no one wrong way. There's no right or wrong way. But remember, as you're thinking about building your career, as you're thinking about making an exchange in anything, personal or otherwise, everything takes either time or money. You can't not have both. So keep that in mind. So tonight we are talking about being productive on purpose, limiting our focus to our top 3 priorities. If you are joining me live on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, or on Zoom, tell me hey in the comments. I would love to know that you are here. Hello. Thank you so much for joining on Instagram. So tonight we're talking about being more productive on purpose, being very intentional with how we're prioritizing our time. So I'm talking tonight about making sure that we are limiting our focus. Sometimes we get so overwhelmed. We're doing so many things at one time. We wonder why we're stressed. We wonder why we're not happy. We wonder why we're feeling so drained and so weighed down because we're trying to do too many things at once. So we're going to be talking tonight about why you should do that, first of all, and then how you can do it. So the first reason why you want to make sure that you are limiting your priorities is you want to avoid feeling overwhelmed. Remember, in my corners of the internet, you're going to get a positive message, you're going to get an uplifting message, but I'm going to keep it as real with you as I can. If you are overwhelmed, oftentimes it's a result of what we're doing ourselves. So sometimes we have to check ourselves, like, what am I doing that's contributing to me feeling so overwhelmed? What am I doing that's making me not sleep at night? How am I living? How am I thinking? What am I consuming? What am I consuming not only in my mouth, but in my eyes and my ears? Like, what am I listening to? So again, you want to limit your focuses, and that's going to help you to avoid feeling overwhelmed. Another reason why it's important to limit your focus is going to help to maximize the impact of your work. So when you're working, if you're an HR professional like I am, and you're doing things day to day, and you get so bogged down, you don't really know what you're doing at a certain point because you're doing things just from memory, muscle memory, rote memory. So when you make sure you are, so when you are making sure you are limiting your priorities, limiting your focuses, it's going to help you to have more maximized impact of your work. And then ultimately, if you are not as stressed, if you know the work that you're doing is having a great output, that's going to lead to reduced stress in the output as well. So you want to make sure that as you're moving in your career, as you're doing all these things to build yourself up, that's one of the main priorities where I'm having these hangouts, because I want to help you to slow down. I want to help you to think about pouring into yourself. Again, you pour into everybody else all day, every day. Take these little hangouts as a moment to just pour into yourself. That's what I'm making this space for. And so I hope that you're finding this helpful. So these are some ideas I have of how you can do it. So we talked about why you should limit your focuses, what that even looks like. But how you should do is this. So first, you have to choose to limit your focus. So just like everything is an exchange of energy, everything's also a decision. So we decide how people treat us. We decide how we're going to respond. We decide how we're going to react. So you have to make sure that you limit your focus when it comes to doing certain things. Additionally, I want you to limit your focus by spreading your goals out. So a lot of times when it comes to getting overwhelmed with so many different things, we find ourselves working on 10 and 12 and 20 projects at the same time. And even though those 10 and 12 projects might be important, we're focusing on trying to do all those on Monday, and then all those on Tuesday, and then all those on Wednesday. Instead, let's spread them out. Maybe you only need to focus on one project or two projects a day and just limit your focus. The goal here is to get super, super focused, super, super intentional on what you're spending your time on, so that you don't have to be so overwhelmed, so that you don't have to feel so bogged down. Yes, streamline your goals. Thank you so much, Tasha Matt Management. Thank you for being here. I appreciate that. But yes, streamlining your goals is so important because you don't want to be overwhelmed. You'd be all over the place. And next thing you know, you're looking up and you're you want to go back you want to go back to bed because you're just overwhelmed. Also, I feel like it's so important when you streamline your goals to not feel like you're not getting enough done. So think about it. You go into the office or whatever your work area is, you've got a list of 10 and 15 things to do. You get done with those, you get done with the day, maybe you got 2 things done. Maybe you got 4 things done. If it's a good day, maybe you got 10 things done, but you don't feel satisfied because you didn't get everything done on your list. So instead, what I want you to do is limit your focus, try to focus on maybe 3 main things each day, 3 main things that you want to focus on. And then when you do those things, find a way to reward yourself. So when I say reward yourself, you know what's going to make you happy. If I reward you, it's going to be different than if you reward yourself. So you have to be so in tune with yourself that you know how to reward yourself so that you're not waiting for someone else to recognize you. You're not waiting for someone else to know that you're doing the right thing. And when I talk to my clients, I work primarily with HR departments of 1. And so as an HR department of 1, you have to motivate yourself because you're the only person. Your supervisor likely does not know what you do day to day. No one around you can share your workload. So you've got to make sure you know enough about yourself that you know your strengths, you know your limits, and you know how to reward yourself when you get things done. So that's pretty much all I want to talk about tonight. I really want to just pour into you these little nuggets. I want you to just remember that as you're going throughout your day, don't get so bogged down. Don't feel so overwhelmed that you just get so unmotivated. And I feel like if you limit your focus to maybe 3 main things every single day, it's going to help you to have so much more impact on your week, impact on your work, impact on things that you do, because you'll be able to get so much more done if you're focusing on a smaller number of things. So if you've enjoyed this conversation, I invite you to join our HRD Hangout moving forward. And also our HRD community is for solo HR professionals, for HR leaders and small business owners who are interested in growing their HR departments and streamline their HR careers. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to reach out to me by either the comment underneath this video or sending me a direct message. I hope to talk to you on the next one. Bye.